Hey family, shocking news coming out over the last 24 hours in which the United States has launched a huge attack in the Middle East. Now these particular strikes are targeting Syria and Iraq in regards to the recent attacks against the United States in which we had multiple killings of American soldiers. Now President Biden told us this would happen and he kept his word as these strikes have been launched. President Biden is also making it very clear that America will not tolerate this type of behavior from anyone, and we will not back down from anyone as well. This leaves the United States citizens in grave danger as the war could escalate on U.S. soil. I have the details to share with you in just a moment, but if you could, please take the time to subscribe to the channel as well as hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Now let's go ahead and start with the video. Just to provide a little bit of market economy update news in which last Friday, the United States reported that the economy ended up adding about 353,000 jobs for the month of January, which was much better than previously expected. Now, the non-farm payrolls expanded about 350,000 per month, better than the Dow Jones estimate, which was around 185,000 jobs. The unemployment rate held at around 3.7%. Against the estimate for 3.8%. So that is some very positive news in the right direction, I will say. Average hourly earnings increased about 0.6%, double the monthly estimate. And on a year-over-year basis, wages jumped about 4.5%, well above the previous 4.1% that was forecasted. Now, take that with a little bit of grain of salt because we know that inflation pretty much went up more than 10%. So these job wages jumping about 4.5% really is not enough. In addition to that, don't forget about, even though inflation jumped about 9 to 10%, we are seeing price increases at our stores, retail shops, as well as food establishments going up almost 100%. So guys, if you look at that and compare them with each other, we are not necessarily doing good, guys. This is horrible, especially because those wages are only going up just a little bit. We already saw the housing prices go up tremendously, almost up to close to 50% as well. So these wages are not keeping up with inflation, not keeping up with anything else, and they are continuously praising these large 4.5% increases. But if you look at the data, this increase is still not enough. It is actually, we are losing more money today than we were previously. So anyways, guys, like I said, take that with a grain of salt. But luckily, people are still finding more jobs. So that is always some positive news. But moving on to some more non-positive news in which it appears that the United States is on our way to having a war. Could this be the next World War III? Could it be under President Joe Biden, or will it fall under the next president if we actually receive one later on this year? But over the weekend, guys, I do want to report to you that the United States held by its words and ended up performing a strike against multiple targets in Syria as well as Iraq. Yes, as you can see right here, that it says that the U.S. airstrikes hit over 85 Iran-linked targets in Syria and Iraq, in a statement saying that, look, our response began today. It will continue as times and places of our choosing. This was a statement coming directly from President Biden, in which, in addition to that, we have been told that so far, these particular launches that were launched, nearly about 40 people have been reported killed in these particular airstrikes. This is not necessarily shocking, but it is the current news that we have on the table right now. And yes, like I said, the U.S. launched these particular attacks in Iraq and Syria. And yes, things are not necessarily going to go good for this. But anyway, these particular strikes, which included the use of long-range B-1 bombers flown from the United States, were the first in response to the attack last weekend in Jordan by Iran-backed militants. The more U.S. military operations are expected in the coming days. So what that is telling us is that this is just a warning message. They already warned them that they were going to do it, and then they backed that up by performing 85 airstrikes, in which they say that there are more to come in the coming days. This is going to be a very bloody month, if you will, the month of February, which is not necessarily good, guys. We are almost around the corner from Valentine's Day, and that is supposed to be a sweet time, which is why I'm wearing my red today. But it looks like it is probably going to represent a bloody month, if you will, and this could lead to even more deadly war or attacks on Iran and Iraq and Syria, as well as the United States. Could we potentially have a war right here on U.S. soil? Guys, with these particular airstrikes, we don't necessarily know who is going to support the Iranian militants, but we do know that war is upon us. Things are looking much worse. We are already supporting multiple wars in other countries, such as the war in Ukraine, such as the war in Gaza, and now we are dealing with our own war that the United States is battling right now. What do you think about that, guys? Does it make you a little bit nervous? Does it make you concerned about the United States? They continue to spend more money in regards to providing military equipment for other countries, but not only them providing military equipment for our own selves to perform attacks, airstrikes on other countries as well. What do you think about this? Please take the time to let me know down below in the comment section how you feel about this unsettling times here in the United States. I would love to get your thoughts on that. But in addition to that, like I said, with the U.S. striking in Iraq and Syria, President Biden is sending Iran a signal of deterrence and restraint. We are trying to send them a huge message, letting them know that we will not back down and we will not tolerate them attacking our cargo ships in the Red Sea. The initial retaliatory strikes were not a major campaign by any means, but a notable one that, if followed by more, could begin to send a deterrent message, according to one analyst. And like I said, guys, so far 40 people have been reported killed, deadly attacks, and things might continue to go up very soon within the coming days. I would only suspect that more airstrikes and even potential drone attacks might actually happen before the end of this week. So anyways, we will look forward to hearing a more of an update message coming directly from the president sometime on today or even on Tuesday. But hopefully this does the job and we don't necessarily have to go into a full-blown war against Iran or other countries for that particular matter. So anyways, guys, we will continue to keep those individual families and friends in our prayers who ended up losing loved ones, specifically referring to the United States citizens, as well as those individuals that have been killed in Syria, Iraq, as well as Iran. So keep them in your prayers. In the meantime, we definitely do not love to see any type of deaths in any country, if you will. Wouldn't you guys agree? But anyways, guys, moving on to a little bit more positive information, we did find out that recently senators have unveiled a bipartisan bill. This is very important because they introduced this on Sunday evening, in which this particular new bill, this package is worth $118 billion. This package is a result of months of negotiations between the Senate Republicans and the Democrats, as well as the Biden administration. And so far, it is not clear on whether or not this bill actually has what it needs to pass in Congress. But take a look at this right here, guys. Senators released a long-awaited text of the bipartisan agreement to impose tougher immigration laws and asylum laws on Sunday evening, according to the Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer. He is eyeing to potentially have a vote for this particular bill sometime later this week. Now, like I said, we still don't know whether or not this bill has enough to actually pass, but so far, it is looking a little bit promising. Like I said, this is a very large bill, $118 billion package, and it does include a series of provisions that are aimed at reducing the record high crossings at the southern border, specifically referring to the state of Texas and Arizona. But not only that, it is also wanting to tighten up some of the dealings and the asylum system that has been overwhelmed for thousands of days and weeks in regards to the migrants that are fleeing their homes and seeking refuge here in the United States. It also includes critical aid to Israel and Ukraine and Taiwan, which Republicans have said that they'll only support it if it is paired with significant new U.S. immigration restrictions. Now, on the flip side of this particular new bill, in regards to closing down the southern border, preventing these migrants from crossing over into the country, we recently heard from the former President Donald Trump in regards to this particular bipartisan agreement. And so far, he is saying that, look, we do not want to pass this bill. We don't care about this bill right now because it is not a good deal. He said right now, because of what's included in this new $118 billion bill, Donald Trump saying that, look, Republicans, do not pass this bipartisan bill. Let's just go ahead and wait it out and wait for him to get into office before we do anything in regards to the immigration laws in this country. He said that once he gets in office, he will put an immediate stop to it. Anyways, guys, but right now this bill is on the table and it could pass before the end of this week, guys. So again, what do you think about this? I think that it has a high probability of actually getting enough votes to pass here sometime this week. That is, if they bring it to a vote in Congress. But we all know how Congress is pretty much very slow on getting things passed in legislation. But in the meantime, we will continue to follow this particular new bill, as well as the potential war against Iran and Syria and Iraq. So anyways, guys, that is all I have for you today. And I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, that's all we have for you today, but feel free to check out some of the items down below in the description. There are a couple of opportunities for you to earn some free money or some free cash, such as signing up with Webull, where they are giving away 12 free stocks after you deposit $1. The cool thing about it is that those stocks can actually be worth up to $3,000. In addition to that, don't forget about taking advantage of the Amazon Prime membership promo, in which you can get it for 30 days for free, which is a great time because the Super Bowl is around the corner, as well as an opportunity for you to sit at home, order things from your app on your phone, and get them delivered to your front door for totally free. What a great opportunity. Be sure to not miss out on that. Those links will be down below. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.